sometimes it works better when they blocked you back, you know? So yeah. Hello darlings, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, hello, my name is Lisa and welcome. Today we are doing a chatty get ready with me. So right now I'm actually on a work trip with my management team. So basically we've got a show, some dinner, all that good stuff later on in the evening. So right now I'm actually just getting ready. It's been a long time since I've actually sat down and spoken to you guys like properly and just chop it up, kind of a girl chat, almost kind of a Q&A, answering some of the questions that you guys asked me. I am on a time limit. I was just gonna check my watch, but I'm not wearing a watch. As you can see, I've already done my hair, put it in some rollers and some clips. I know the lighting in here is not the best in the world, so I'm gonna be using I got to be a glued spray. Just spray that all over to kind of set the hair in place and make sure those curls hold up. Got all the goodies in here. I've already done some skin prep. I'm going to be talking all things relationships and breakups. I know I did like a Q&A at the end of last year. That was last year. We're like almost about to be in July now, so it's been quite some time. We're gonna chop it up, okay? I was actually inspired to do this video because I'd actually seen Aaliyah J actually do a similar like chatty get ready with me, and I just really resonated with the video. Like everything that's been going on in my life the past like 6 months. For primer, I'm using my MAC Studio Fix Mattifying Shine Control 12-hour primer. I absolutely love this stuff. I have 2 backups of that for when that finishes. This isn't a question, but definitely a statement that I really resonated with. So somebody said, I feel like men really break down our potential and confidence. Nothing details you like a man. Listen, honey, okay, when I say I really... Where is my makeup brushes? This is one of the reasons why my previous relationship actually ended. I don't want to say I wasn't myself. I'm doing my brows now and I'm just using the Benefit browsing palette. I don't even want to show you guys this palette because it's literally broke down, tore up. I've had this for quite some time. It's just, I feel like I didn't know myself as well as I know myself now. This year Lisa, right now, and last year Lisa, she was 2 different people. I can only speak for myself that I feel like I really did not know myself in that relationship. I hadn't really figured out who I was. When you haven't really got to that part of yourself or that stage in your life, it's very, very, very easy for you to be somewhat impressionable. This is something I also learned in therapy as well, that for a long time I really have and did seek the approval of people around me. I really feel like I let that person's opinion of me really dictate how I felt about myself, and to the point where I started to really internalize like negative and dark feelings about me. Listen, self-awareness is key. And when you're able to step out of things, you realize whenever I felt like I fell short of their expectations of me, whether it be my ex or my parents, I used to literally like combust. I just did not know how to function, constantly seeking validation and approval from others, especially for my relationship. I low-key realized that I've kind of always been like that. I didn't realize when I was in these relationships, I just realized how codependent I was. I've been in 2 serious relationships, and that's another thing. I realized that I literally just like, in my whole like adult life, like I've never literally, apart from now, past like 6 months and last year, I've like never really been like properly single. For foundation, I'm using my NARS Soft Matte Foundation in Macau. I put way too much foundation. What is wrong with me? Why did I do that? I've had like literally hardly any time to find myself and like know who I am outside of a relationship. When I say codependent, I don't even mean like physically in terms of like people doing stuff for me, but like mentally, how much I sought validation in my partner. When you're saying it out loud, it literally sounds absolutely ridiculous. Like, what? Seek validation in a man, honey. But it's a very easy, especially for me and having the childhood that I did, just some of the things I've been through, my aka trauma. It was very easy for me to slip into those habits of becoming like emotionally dependent. A lot of people are probably living that reality right now and they just don't realize. It's only when I came out and was able to step away from the situation that I was like, what the frick, Lisa? What's going on here, baby? For concealer, I'm using the Too Faced Born This Way multi-use sculpting concealer in the shade Cookie. I'm just doing real soft and pretty looks today. We don't got time for anything else, honey. It's important to always be kind to yourself. It's important to not let anybody ever make you feel less than. The only person who can define me is me. And above that, the only person who can define me is God. Sure, a lot of people can have their opinions on you, but people's opinions on you and who is this, honey? Hello? Who is this? A relationship doesn't define you. A man doesn't define you. A woman doesn't define you. They don't define you. Nobody defines you, okay? You got that? You got that? You got that, okay? Why did you break up with your ex? I'm not gonna say like, oh, I'm such a private babe. I'm sitting here talking about like breakups and past relationships, so clearly I can't be that private. But I'm not going to go too in depth to it. The main reason, just realize that sometimes, like, no matter how much you love somebody, no matter how much you actually want to be with somebody, sometimes you just have to take it for what it is. I just felt like we just weren't compatible as I thought we were. And see, this is why I say like, growth is everything, okay? For a long time, I didn't really take notice of these things. Like, I definitely feel like I knew these things before, but I didn't know these things before. There were major differences which I just passed off as, oh, well, you're just this type of person, I'm this type of person. Yeah, don't worry, we can just make it work. And there was a major red flags which I ignored. I feel like a lot of people, when they get into relationships, because they've already developed that love for somebody, there's like obvious things that you see from the start that you just like, oh yeah, don't worry about it. No, worry about it. 9 times out of 10, those big things are not going to change. And for my under eye powder, I use the Chem Beauty Soft Set Powder in the shade Goody. You have to really sit down and assess and ask yourself, is this something that I can deal with forever? Don't get me wrong, people change, but you cannot plan the rest of your life banking on, okay, yeah, this person will change. People definitely can grow. Like, I'm not the same person who I was last year. I'm not the same person who I was 2 years ago, let alone 3 years ago. So people definitely can change, but sometimes there are fundamental things in a relationship that sometimes, honey, wake up and smell the roses. That isn't going anywhere anytime soon. There are parts of myself that I know I can definitely work on and try to be a better person, but there's just some parts of myself that I just, yeah, it's not gonna change, and not anytime soon. So on my lid, I'm using this color. This is my Makeup Revolution palette. I absolutely love this palette. This is the color Attract, and it's just like bronzy pink color. It's like really, really gorgeous. This is a new product I got in PR the other day. It's the Urban Decay 24/7 Inks liner, and this is in the shade 0. Respect is a very big thing for me. Not just respect on a normal day, because it's easy for anybody just to respect you on a normal day and show you respect, but respect when things are rough, respect when things are hard, respect when you're in your feelings, respect when you're angry, respect when you're sad. For me, those are like really big, important things to me. I feel like there should always be a bottom line, and I felt like consistently, constantly, the bottom line was being crossed. There always should be a line, especially between man and woman, woman and woman, they and they, people and people, especially between two lovers. Especially between two people who care about each other. I strongly believe there should always be a line that should not be crossed. Another thing I've also realized about myself, I'm constantly living in a fight or flight mode. Literally talking about this with my friend the other day. Not even just in romantic relationships in general, but especially romantic relationships. I feel like I constantly have to defend myself. Until I realized that actually it doesn't have to be like that. You are entirely responsible and accountable for all of your actions. Doesn't mean that people can't provoke you, but you are still responsible for you. However, if you notice a pattern, you're with someone who's constantly evoking these type of reactions and emotions from you, this is not somebody that you can be with. Has the lighting changed a little bit? I hope not, because like outside of me just yapping off my gums, I really want you guys to be able to see this makeup. I was just like, I don't want to be this person. I don't want to be this girl. For powder, I'm using my Sephora powder. I love this. This is in the shade 42. Maybe can relate to this if you've been in similar situations. I never felt truly safe. We're not going to get emotional because I'm doing my makeup. I really wanted to keep this light and airy. This is a lot, you know? It's that. Oh, my timer went off. I don't know whether some of you guys can relate or not, but if you can, shout out all my fighters, POP, holding it down, okay? We're gonna be safe one day, okay? Don't get me wrong. I don't want to sit there and say like, oh, I'm just a perfect person all around. No, I'm certainly not, and never have been, and do not claim to be. I just realized like it wasn't healthy for me. Okay guys, so for blush, I'm using the Sephora Colorful Blush, and this is in the shade 06 Flirt It Up. I absolutely love this blush. Some true tea, some therapy tea, some, you know, self-awareness tea. I realized that the safety I'm looking for, I need to find it in myself. I was constantly looking for that safety in other people. That is where the codependency comes in. I always felt like I was living in a war zone, and a relationship should not feel like that. You should not have to feel like you're on 10 toes and literally anxious like all the time, thinking about, oh my god, what's gonna happen next. So for my eyeliner, I'm actually using my Morphe lip liner in Trendsetter because I just love the brown in the waterline. Just gives me do I have almond eyes? I don't know, but it definitely emphasizes my eye shape and just makes my eyes look like really sexy and gorgeous without doing OTT. Sometimes you just have to respect yourself and know when to walk away. Everything happens for a reason, and looking back on it, I'm so glad everything happened the way it did. So on my lips, I'm using the Maybelline Vinyl, what is this called? Vinyl lipstick? I don't know. I'm going to use this Chem Beauty gloss in the shade Candy because I just want to add some colour to that. Then I'm going to use the Sephora Outrageous Plump Effect lip gloss in the shade 01. This is just a clear gloss. Well, no longer clear anymore because I literally always mix up and rubbish my clear glosses. I already finished my makeup. and we're on time, but I haven't answered all the questions that I want to answer. Being in like different and new situations after coming outside of that relationship, I realized like, yeah, it does not always have to be like that. So I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. Very scared of rejection, very scared of not being good enough for people, because I feel like when I was younger, the idea was never reinforced to me that I'm good enough just being myself. I see that from the way I interact with people, and I just have this constant thing of leave them before they leave you. I don't have to be literally a superhuman for me to be a good person. I'm just amazing being myself. I still have that little itchy niggling feeling of you are not safe here, you need to protect yourself. If you dealing with the same struggles that I'm dealing with, I really do pray that it does get better for us. Just gonna brush those curls out just a little bit. I'm using this roller brush that I actually got from Primark. I'm gonna use my L'Oreal Elvive Extraordinary oil and just take that through the hair, because this hair is a bit dry, honey, but I haven't had brown hair in a long time, so I was like, yeah, why not wear this? How to stop checking their social. I have been guilty of that. You just have to literally stop yourself every way possible. So even to the point that even when you want to, it's impossible for you to do such. Block them off of everything, no contacts. Sometimes it works better when they blocked you back, you know? So yeah. Somebody said, how do you stop yourself from getting attached to a guy who is cute but 3 years younger than you? Stop listening to these morbid, arbitrary rules that society places for us, that you have to date somebody who's this age and you have to do this and you have to do this. You don't have to do jack shit, honey. Can you forgive cheating? I don't know, guys. I'm gonna be honest with you. I have been cheated on before. It happens even to the baddest of us, okay? Me personally, I can say I've forgiven you at the time, but I'm just gonna be honest, like I will hold that shit in. People have come back from worse, okay? It's completely up to you, but I would say you have to try and not make that decision based off how you're feeling right there in that moment, because emotions are so fleeting. Here today, gone tomorrow. When you tap into that and remember that, trust me, things will change for you, okay? We just broke up from seeing each other for 2 months because he couldn't see us long term, but still wants to talk and be friendly while he's gone 6 weeks to Spain. I think he ended it because he wants to F around in Spain. KMT, hate men. If he can't see you guys long term and that's what you want, fly away. People do this thing where they don't want to cut you off completely because they still want to have access to you but don't want to fully commit to you, so they hover. They give these stupid nonsensical reasons as to why they feel like we can't do this and we can't do this. If you don't see anything long term with me, why do you still want to talk? X him out of your life, let him do whatever the hell he wants to do in Spain. And even when he comes back, no honey, because if he doesn't see anything long term with you and that's what you want, why waste any more of your precious good looking years? Don't do that. How to get your sexy back. This was one question, yeah, I wanted to answer. I keep on getting loads of stupid fake accounts messaging me like, oh, like your breakup glow is so amazing. No, bitch, this is my natural glow. This is how I look all the time. I've always been a bad bitch, always will be a bad bitch, will die a bad bitch. Obviously, you know, you can look better, feel better when you leave a toxic relationship. But please, people, stop basing my stunning good looks just on the fact that I've left a relationship. Somebody asked me, how have I been dealing with my breakup? You had some low points. Some days are definitely better than others, and sometimes you just miss that companionship of just like having somebody to, you know, always talk to, you know, somebody to binge Harry Potter movies with, those mundane, really small little things. Those are the things that I miss the most. But I've definitely been coping better than I thought I would. Like this time last year, I was like in the throes of the breakup. Like it was there, it wasn't really there, and there was a lot of back and forth. I was crying like a widow. I was crying like my husband of 21 years had died. It's not always necessarily a bad thing. Obviously, if you spend so long with somebody, and it definitely was a long-term relationship, you kind of get used to that person. So imagining that person not being there, not being around, can be definitely very hard. But trust me, like you will get to the end of it. Don't stay in a relationship which is not making you happy, which is stressing you out, which you know deep down, it's never gonna work. Don't stay in that relationship for the sake of staying in a relationship, because you will regret it. When you're 60, 70 years old and unhappy and miserable, you are going to regret that decision. Life does go on after a breakup. I promise you, you will not die. Like you will die at that moment, but I promise you, life goes on. It not only goes on, but it gets better. I've started to do video journaling because I was so tired of constantly calling my friends and crying all the time, and I felt like, well, they would just be tired of me, which not to say they were. You know, sometimes when it's like all stuck in your head and you just need to say things, yeah, definitely helpful. Just take it day by day. Things will get better. It's definitely been extra hard because I do have a platform, so people ask me constantly like, oh, where's your boyfriend? What happened to your relationship? And it's just almost like a constant reminder. I've had loads of weird fake accounts messaging me, and not only messaging me, but messaging him as well. All sorts of false, nasty rumors and accusations. So I also want to like kind of end off this video with saying that the rumors are fake, guys. Don't believe the rumors. Nobody has ever put their hands on me. Now, some people might be watching this like, girl, what the hell are you talking about? But the people who've seen it, you've seen it, okay? That is pretty much it, guys. I didn't get through all the questions. Let me know down below. I need to do like maybe like an Instagram live. So for all the questions and situations and, you know, dilemmas that people have, I'll just sit down and address them right there and then. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please do let me know if you want to see more videos like this, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. We actually hit 50k was it yesterday or the day before yesterday? I think it was yesterday, and I'm super happy about that. Finally, it was a long time coming. Last year when I was supposed to be, you know, hitting some goals and doing some things, I was too busy crying over man. Okay, so yeah, we're just gonna leave that there. I'm gonna be doing a giveaway on my Instagram. If you like this video, you like this type of content, please do give this video a big thumbs up and meet me in the comments below. All the links for all the makeup that I use will be in the description box down below. I love you guys so much. Genuine people who really fuck with me the long way. Thank you for your continued and genuine support. It does not go unnoticed. Stay sexy. I will see you guys in my next one. Bye. Okay, yeah, and quickly, I told you guys I would show you guys the finished result and how the makeup came out. Like, so super gorgeous. And to every one of y'all behind bars.